So we're here at the Wetlands Park, and unfortunately, multiple times, most years, we do have these wildfires that start up. So this is the first one we've had this year. I'm told it was approximately 45 acres in size, and it occurred right behind here in the nature preserve. So unfortunately, a lot of habitat burned. We have a lot of wildlife out here, beavers, raccoons, birds. So unfortunately, I'm sure we lost some of their habitats. And then we also lost some really nice trees and shrubs that really make the Wetlands Park special.
Do we know yet what started the fire?
So I don't think they finished their investigation, and we haven't heard yet. But oftentimes these are started by just people, but it's undetermined at this time.
I know you said 45 acres burned. How many acres is the park total?
So the entire park is 2,900 acres, but the nature preserve right here is only 210 acres. So we lost about 25% of the nature preserve last night.
Were any structures in danger of catching fire?
So what's really great is we have a nice partnership with the BLM wildland firefighters and Clark County Fire Department. So we provide them maps for access into all of these areas. We provide them the locations of structures, bridges, shade structures, restrooms, all of that. So they had that information and they knew which areas to protect. So thankfully they protected the homes, which is of course the most important thing, and no other structures were impacted. So they did a really good job at protecting infrastructure last night.
What have you learned from previous burns and going forward, how it affects the natural resource?
So unfortunately, fires are part of the ecosystem, and a lot more fires are occurring. We've had these every year at the Wetlands Park, and we have a partnership with BLM, Nevada Division of Forestry, National Park Service, to actually install fuel breaks, fuel reduction programs. And so all of those agencies are out here working right now to help reduce the fuel load. So when these fires do occur, we are prepared to come back in and do some restoration afterwards. Fire is bad for habitat and wildlife, but then you do get that natural regeneration. So we take advantage of these opportunities because it does clear out some of the fuel to go in and plant. So, it's devastating for the habitat, but it does provide opportunities for us to improve the landscape so that we have fuels out there that won't quite carry the fire like this again.
Anything else you'd like to add? Just the wind didn't probably help things, I'm sure.
So actually, I was talking with the fire department, and fortunately, this didn't happen a few days earlier. And because the winds actually shifted in direction, they were able to do some back burning and move the fuel away from the houses. So actually, it worked in their favor last night, and that doesn't always happen.
Okay. Now we're seeing people out here, but are some of the trails here at the nature preserve, are they closed now?
So when things like this happen, so last night, fortunately the park was already closed, so they were able to do the work that they needed to do. Today, they're temporarily closing certain areas just as, they have little flare-ups and whatnot, but most of the trails are open. But if anybody does come out today, they just need to be cautious and, stay on the trails and not go into the burn areas.
I know you said a lot of the habitats were damaged by the fire. Are they going to be able to recover, or will they just have to start new ones in some of the areas that weren't burned?
So it's kind of interesting, and we've been studying this over the years, that some plants don't recover, but other plants do. So we noticed in the fire that we had last year about this time that the mesquites were able to resprout. And same thing with some of the cottonwoods. But if the fire gets too intense, it actually does kill the trees. And then last night, some of the photos were pretty dramatic, and you get that really high flame length, and that's from the reeds that are out here. And so reeds are actually, they're not native to this particular park, And so it was kind of worked out to clear out that fuel load, and then we can come back in and plant trees. So it's a mixed bag.
What kind of activities can you do here at the Wetlands Park, and does that affect anybody?
So, you know, over the last year, there's been lots of changes, of course. We've had a near 100% increase in visitation out here. A lot of people have been finding their parks over the last year. And so here at the Wetlands Park, our trails are open every day, dawn to dusk. There's bicycling trails. There's wildlife viewing, bird watching. There's so much that you can do out here just to connect with nature. And so, unfortunately, this Wetlands Park burned last night, but it really does, you know, bring it back to the forefront that this is a really wonderful park that you can come out and with your family and friends and enjoy nature in a safe environment. And unfortunately, you know, our exhibit gallery is closed right now for obvious reasons, but typically we do have an indoor facility where you can come in and see interactive exhibits. We offer programs year-round. Right now we're offering virtual programs only. We offer a virtual field trip. We have a Wetlands Discovery Club where you can do activities at home and then come out into the park and do activities here as well. We also have watercoloring programs. And so if you go to our website at ccwetlandspark.org, you can see all kinds of information about the park and ways to get involved out here. Thank you very much.